I'd like to see them just honestly close it out. Close it the hell out. Let's move on. Let's get to those finals. For NIP, I was really impressed with Ryan before. I think he's incredible to watch, and I always love watching Korea too. So I want to see what BONK bring. I haven't seen them in a long time, if I'm honest. I haven't seen some of the kind of grinding tournaments, you know, week in, week out that these guys play in. So I need to catch up a little bit on what BONK look like. But you've definitely caught these guys a lot of times. You definitely know them a fair amount.
Yep.
What's their strong suit? Who's the big man? Who's going to be making the big changes, right?
Well, I'm interested to see how Yasin does, actually. Obviously, he's on Jet this time around once again. And also, when after the pistol round sets up, I just see whether there's going to be any immediate rush. I want to get a discussion about Phoenix. Obviously, we've kind of been hitting on off air. It's something that doesn't really get used in Europe much, but NA does. And I want to come to that in a moment as the action kicks off. Fear off starting off nicely here. Rhyme has really impressed me. Looker and Rhyme are a deadly combination, but they are going to get cleared out, and this is going to be a simple one and done. It may even be near flawless. Aaron gets himself a triple in the pistol, and BONK do start things off hot.
Okay, look. Also needs to calm down on Twitter. All right. Dad's had one too many beers, and he's kicking off on Twitter. He needs to calm down. Calm it down. He's had a bevy. All the NA orgs are lovely, like, oh, would you like a hoodie? Oh, you know, it's really nice. Ocelot, horrible man. That is very funny. It's nice to see personality. That's one thing I love about Europe, though. You get personalities. Give me more artists. Give me this stuff. I love it. But yeah, BONK, good start. You've got to be hyped up, right? You want to see this. I love the fact that there's a lot of downside to a lot of these like grindy, quote-unquote, puggy players. You know, your FPLs, your Rank S players, whichever you want to look at it. But my God, do they put hours into these games. They are grinders. And you see certainly one of them. Hours after hours committed, and there you go. Speak the name and it will appear. Already Ryan goes down.
They do, of course, going to be weapons versus pistols, so you kind of expect this one to be a bit of a bash, but they have got a nice 4-stack on the C site, and that's been well read by BONK. They're sort of backing away from this one, keeping safe, tucked in. Of course, he's not really got any escape there. Of course, he could flash his way in and just distract as long as possible, and that just leaves the one member, the Sage, which I believe is going to be hit on the rotate. Oh, he's been baited to back, hasn't he? That's going to be something from Safe. Safe has done something to just recall them back there, say, no, they're still here. It's going to be a hit. And that's such a nice fake from BONK. I mean, maybe it's too early to use the fake, I don't know, but it's worked out so well for them.
It's worked perfectly. And do you know what? I'm going to spend some time talking about Phoenix once we get a nice opportunity. This is quite a big round, so I'll focus on it for now once the spike goes down. No one there to stop it, of course. I love seeing Phoenix. I've been looking for Phoenixes and Breaches to come through. We could argue whether a Sage is the right agent to switch out for it, but I will always be happy to see a Flash being brought in. It's the one win condition I haven't seen anyone be able to capitalize against people like G2. G2's op play, what Mixwell can bring, is just devastating. Mixwell is so good on the op. I have not seen people flashing him off the angles. The amount of times I see dry peaks against, you know, good oppers, no, you can't do that. We need this utility to come into play. That was a big meta swing over in North America. We need it. So if BONK's already running that, what? Bounce. I'll be happy. I'll be happy to see it. I don't know, again, but BONK may not be the ideal to highlight it, but I'll take that. And nice in case I don't try to do a little ninja there at the end, but all good. Nice work from BONK for alive.
May find Korea is close. That is the only one that found the Spectre in there as well, so that would have been important to catch him out. So, going to be the bonus round. Obviously, only lost the one, so they're going to be keeping hold of all those Spectres. Just simply Safer has to buy himself something. And a good solid start from BONK, but now NOP have got the weapons. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, time to get back into it. And I like a lot of the theories that NIP run. I think they're one of those teams, like, longevity-wise, could do really well. They're the teams you know, the way they approach the game I like. However, you got to argue, is the firepower on par with some of the other big teams right now? We're going to find out. Prime, going to meet that out drone. Already camera's been spotted. So for now, this default coming out from the attacking side of BONK. Just going to take their time across the map, try and draw out some of that utility, which they're doing very well. They've removed a lot away from this defensive side already.
Drawn 3 over to C site as well. Once again, Safe's going to be the one pushing it. This time he looks like he's going to flash in, but the problem is that Korea is cut off. So the wall through, Rhyme's ready and waiting. Quick peek and damage done. Don't really know what the plan was of that, to maybe draw them out or maybe just try and get that entry. But either way, it's not worked out. And we can see the B plate coming through. Hip is ready and waiting. Cut off at the side. Look at there. Oh, quick and dirty on Aaron there. Slice as you like. Gets himself a second. Go for the third peak. Makes it a third. Go for the fourth. Why not? Up tailwind over. Finds his head. And that is Looker just putting pate to B site and saying no.
2-1 is what we'd expect. This is as we'd like to see. Now we get the buyback. This is the even round. It's a little different, but with Korea gonna reinvest on this, or are you sticking on that? Okay, maybe a plan in mind. He's on 5.8, or is the UI bugged on that? It looks like it might be bugged. I'm kind of trying to work out why he's stuck on this rather than upgrading. Maybe honestly, if you can get some longevity out of it, why not? But yeah, a little interesting. Lucker gonna bank on the ultimate rather than investing money here. Not a bad plan. It's very nice for Jet. Does give you the option to go for the operator down the line. Good little economy workaround in this aggression lead. It's going to pay dividends. Already BONK has gone down. The follow-up not going to be there.
Did he go down with an operator? I don't think he did. Just had a phantom there, right? And Yassine has actually managed to clear up the 2 as well. That's a nice little play in the end. The aggression not paying dividends. Don't forget there is still the Sova tucked in. Schubit's fear off that's in on long, but the spike you can see this time is going to work its way over towards the C site. Hip is ready and waiting on the back of C. He's going to be the one that has to try and stop them dead. Gets caught out. Will be able to heal himself up. The slow orb will split the team, and it buys time for the rotations to come.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the Cypher. See if they try and be proactive or if they play the late lurk. It's a fine balance. Korea going to try and find any sort of place for the Spectre to do damage. The smoke's helping drastically. He might get a freebie. He's going to get more than a freebie. That's 2 for 1. Nice little discount. Probably going to get even more. Just the timing on that. Ziz just about stays alive. And now suddenly, this is not looking so good. Everything was working so well, and now a 2v1. It's gone tricky.
The downside of running that paranoia directly like that is you just aim at the exact spot you were. Most of these players are already trained on the corners. So the second the flash comes in, Aaron, he's going to catch fear off in drone. Easy, back of the head execution style. BONK, make it 3-1. And NIP's economy is struggling right now.
Yeah, it's a weird spot. It's like Korea's on 7k. He can drop out the op, so he's going to invest in Lucker this round. But everyone else is on kind of low money. Like, they can get a buy, but it's going to be a bit scuffed here and there. Like, the Bulldog coming out, not great. What's Korea going to run with? He's got enough money, but it's not going to be, as I said, it's not going to be good enough, pound for pound, if you want to look at it that way. It's going to be a little bit broken, but at this point, rinse and repeat, it seems. That kind of C split is what they're eyeing up, and we do have the ults popped, so maybe looking to try and even out something with that here on the attack for this scene.
Through the dark cover. Paranoia going through, and they're already in on site. How can Hip do? Gets the one down with the Bulldog, makes it work out and gets the slow orb down, and that split them on 2. And meanwhile, Korea gets through the double doors and finds Aaron as well. So this attack has been stunted before it even began, and it forces them all to back away. Ooh, sticking that orb too risky, Ziz. Yeah, I realized it. Just
you don't
back
that.
off.
Yeah, that's no, not for you. Let's see what Safe can achieve with this. Again, maybe my opinion is slightly skewed of some of these utility-based agents. I mean, seeing it on someone like Sinatra does make it look good. Let's see if someone else can make it look good. Flash in. That's a freebie. Safe, nice work towards Rhyme. That's an open sight. Look at these rotations off the back of one flash. But 35 seconds, no big step because, Jet's still watching the push-in. Where do they take this?
30 seconds on the clock. There's not too many options. It's got to be A or B, and they got to move pretty quickly. It does mean that it's likely to be fear off in position. He's got Looker nearby as well to try and back him up. So they're going to be coming from A-Link. Nobody up in heaven, though. But the drone will find them. Looker gets the shot, the opening shot through, and that's going to be an information play as well. Second shot doesn't land from Looker. He missed that one. An important shot to land. That's going to be the information once again. The recon bolt goes out. They try and get the wallbang. He didn't connect that wallbang. That does surprise me. Doesn't matter when Fearoff comes in support, and there's not a lot that Safe can do here. He's just going to get run down by the numbers, and it will be a defuse for NIP. They waited and waited. to be honest, for BONK, the recon bots and the owl drone obliterated them. It gave them so much information.
Yeah, huge amounts. Now 3-2, checking in on that scoreboard. Let's have a look at the money scenario here. It should be a buy from both teams, but it might be weak. Yeah, Aaron can't get much, 2.3. I don't know what, again, both the economy here really hasn't stabilized. Look at the way the back and forth rounds kind of create this. And even in the round that was won, you've got a diffuse coming in. So of course it's quite, late in the round, so they get the additional money. So this is still a bit of a bloodbath, but a mid stack coming out from the defensive team, maybe trying to put some pressure down, spin things up a little bit. Let's see what that op does. See if that Omen goes walkabouts.
T site being left completely open as they try and make this push down through the middle to gain ground and maybe catch them off guard here, but this is going to be aggressive, and Safe's strolling into C site and be like, guys, of course the spike's still way back at spawn on as they are looking at default, and I think Safe's a little confused right now walking around on C's site, but now they will have realized it. Now the danger is, and this is almost going back to what G2 did, is the fact that the spike was left and the fact that they've gone aggressive means they actually have that spike covered off right now, but now they realize the dark cover comes in, the wall goes down, they should be able to push on this.
Yeah, but look how many players there are like intertwined with them.
It's just a mess.
This is a horrible. Oh, the flash.
Wow.
It's such a mess, this game. And yes, they've done okay to get out of this, but you're down to 30 seconds. There was so much more danger than there had to have been. If you just have that spike, pick it up. Going to go down on towards C. You do have the Phoenix lurking towards window, so they can kind of keep that area safe, hopefully, or at least be a warning signal if it does go a bit wrong.
Look, it's just going to hold the angle. He's not going to attempt this one. It will be a save as best they can. Ryan will step away as well. Surprised they're not going to group there. I guess they will in a moment. So, 4-2 to BONK on the attack. This has started off. And I got to be honest, Lauren, I think we're going to be looking at a very, very close game. I'm almost certain there's going to be a best of three. The full 3-game series. I mean, obviously it is a best of 3. 3 maps is what I mean.
Yeah.
We could be going distance.
I feel like these two are just very closely matched in this kind of like, blow for blow sort of back and forth. Also, Zoms just came in with a good reply to Ocelot.
I know, it's brilliant. I've been watching it.
We've created a little bit of spice. Oh no, we didn't. Ocelot did this. So honestly,
the Twitter game is strong right now from a Carlos. Let's put it that way.
I mean, the reply from Zoms.
It is. Well, Carlos is replying back to him or what, but
it's juicy right now, guys. If you're not know what we're saying about, go check it out. We got some good flame. We got the EUNA banter already going. I love to see it. And now let's see what Safe can achieve over by C long. Maybe gonna try and walk it up with the owl drone. Didn't get too much of an angle. Luck is not having much of it, but he hasn't been having much luck either. He's been having a couple of rough moments there, as you said. There, the wall bangs weren't coming in. Nice flash, keeping that op a little bit further away, forcing it off the angle, forcing them back. But the attacking side haven't really commit. They're just holding this default. It looks like potentially the 3-2 split that I was looking at to come through from some of the previous games. You late lurk through B, you pinch towards back A alley. Again, this is something they could go for. It may not be the end goal.
I have the spike. Drop the spike.
Just about as passive as you can be with the Cypher, wrapping around eventually. Rhyme. We've seen some great holds. Meadows, the main man I see play so well in this position as the Cypher on A site, but the dark cover's going to come in, but that's fine. He's got his traps down. Does he expect that? He's realized there's one behind him. Rhyme's going to get caught off guard here. The Omen hasn't found him either yet, though. Ziz obviously underneath. Won't be able to see him. Sitting in position. Rhyme does find him. That's the power of the traps. Once the trap goes in, the camera goes in, he tags them off, peeks out. Doesn't matter whether he's got dark cover on him. He can manage to see them anyway. And the spike plant's just about gone down. He's bought all the time in the world for his team to be in position for the wraparound.
See what Hip can do on the play back in now. Tries to clear first corner. It's the 50-50s. Lucka, finally the luck comes in. It's a twofer. Korea to close out and the defuse to come in. We're back into it, NIP. This is, and you know what this game turns into when it's so back and forth like this? Economy's being garbage. It is going to be so brutal for both these teams if it keeps doing this like back and forth affair. We'll see if they can, start getting that 3 alive sort of, marker. As you can see on the other side, they can get a buy, but they have no bank to build up from. It's like you get left on 200, 600 with a bulldog. It's never where you want to be. Now, luckily for NIP, they can get a good purchase. With the op, of course, armor, all that good stuff. And they might have a little bit of a foundation to work on if they go next round. But otherwise, it's just going to be one of those affairs where it's just, there's not much more to say. These two are just kind of back and forthing it. When you get into post plants, your tactics have worked. They've got you on the site. I like this little piece from Fearoth, trying to get some information towards A long, but already the ult's going to come out. Lucka going to succeed towards C long. Tally for safe, not getting much that way.
Yeah, he's been peeking it all game long. Finally, in the 8th round, they've decided to deal with him. Shut him down before it even begins. BONK, though, has managed to step away, expecting the push, but it won't be coming. While the spike being left once again around window, just to see if they can find one of those opening frags. There's actually some aggression. You can see it on the picture-in-picture there as they're peeking down long, but it's going to get caught easily by Fearoth, who's just tucked in the corner. We'll take Yasin down. It does actually draw the rotate. 3 players over there, but they realized there's nothing coming, and they're quickly on the move.
Yep, on the way around. I don't know where you find success here. Aaron at least towards maybe getting a pick in window, but even off the back of that, you don't have any step towards sight, really. You can isolate Lucka, I guess. It looks like they might just double up somewhere. I'm trying to think of what they do. It looks kind of like they're just going to hold these guns. I don't see anything happening.
Not with 19 seconds to go. No way to get the spike in anymore. So the opening peak seemed to be the one that shut it down. 4-4. And NIP stacking the ultimates as well. As we push on through. Oh, we saw the weapon. Should be able to get it, Kriya. That surprises me. Aaron coming out on top. It was more like one of those things when he's pushing around the corner and he's like, wait. In his mind, he's like, I just saw something. Quick, let me look back. Too late. Reaction's not quick enough. So, NIP, 4 rounds to the good. Economy, not too bad. Meanwhile, they are going to give the operator back across the safe and see if he can go for the peak duel once again.
Safe this time at least has the op, so a bit of a different fight. Interesting to see a Phoenix on an op.
He had it last
really
time,
used to it.
I'm pretty sure he had it last time, yeah.
Did he actually? I thought he just...
No, I think they had it and they picked it back up and they rescued it. That's why they...
Fair enough.
Away.
That would make more sense.
Ooh, the push.
I don't know if I love that, but I do love this. Defensive-sided aggression. Always happy to see it, and it pays off so often. Whichever way you want to do it as well, you can have a little bit of short pressure with the late swing after long contact. They get the freebie, they back away. They've lost nothing. And look at this readjust. I like that. Switching up to be on short, so they've got so much presence everywhere. So well played.
And that's an operator, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to go for that peak on short. He's just waiting for his moment. Goes for the peak. It's going to be Lucka. Tell a lie. He's got the Blade Storm ready to go. And, well, from that range, Safe is going to be the one that comes out on top with the operator peak. Hip sat ready and waiting, tucked in. Dark cover goes on long, so it's short they're going to be looking at. So if Yasin were to go to the peak here, they're ready and waiting. The recon bolt comes in just to make sure there's no one took to the right side. And it gives them the information that if they do burst out, they only want to go left.
So they're trying to peel back towards C here. I'm going to be honest. Neither of these teams look that in charge of this game. You know what I mean? Like, I watch...
It's one
I'm
of
so
those
used to very
nervous first round type games.
Yeah.
Everyone feeling each other out.
It really does feel that way. Maybe I'm just so used to seeing such confidence coming out from some of these teams, but this has been very muted in that regard. So close on the ultimate, but Ziz now on the play-in. There is still that Cypher back site. Rhyme normally does well here. Does get one, does go down. Now the site is favorable towards BONK, but time's ticking. They got to get this spike down. They've done just that, but look at the casualties lost. Down to 2. Fearoth feeling it. And maybe a little too ahead of the others. Disconnected on the retake.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They're waiting. And the fact is the hit was over the other side, getting Lucka res back up. So they came pushing in. Oh, Ziz just catches it, plays with the dark cover, and hip goes down.
Did they just lose a 2v4?
Yeah, but it wasn't really a 2v4, was it?
Yeah, it's a 2v4. In post-spawn, it's a 2v4. Why are you feeding 2 players at the start like that?
One by one.
You don't lose 2v4s unless you make a mistake in the nicest way. Like, unless, you know, Scream literally doesn't give you a second to respond with like some one-taps, which it wasn't the case. They went in 1 by 1. NIP's money is better, but it's not perfect, and this game is too close to be doing that. If you're leading by a large margin, go off, do your thing, I don't care. But don't feed a 2v4 and give them a window, let alone give them the lead.
No aggression this time. There is going to be a little peek from Hip at double doors, and you can see Looker actually at window trying to find anything. He may actually net himself something if Ziz continues to look, but Hip sees him first, and that's going to be the wall bang coming through, catching the edge, and that buys time for Looker to go aggressive. Hip does go down, so it's an answered aggression. Oh, and he sees the Sova with the bow in hand. That was a free kill, but he whiffed it. And that's given him a real problem. Yassine's going to push it down. Kriya goes in. Safe gets around the side, but Looker hops on through the cloudburst and takes him down.
Now what do we do? Spike.
So
no man's land. Looker just turreting. Got Rhyme funny. You see, this just feels like I'm watching Deathmatch. I know that sounds like BM and it's not meant to be, but it's just like so disconnected. Everything just feels weird. Is that just me feeling this right now?
No, because look at the positions they're in. You know,
what is this?
They're like behind each other in front. There's someone going over here. There's a BONK running straight in with a tripwire. It's just a naked run into the spike plant. It's a really bizarre setup. Now, in credit to NIP, they realize, okay, we can't go through our own base. That's actually enemy territory now. We're going to treat it like the retake from the side. Now, I do worry if they were to go from the other side. They catch Fear off out. He was the only man that was going to try and tag them in the back. And now, Aaron, it's going to be just role reverse. One in heaven, one in link.
Yeah, a bit weird on the retake here, isn't it? They're just playing safe. Where is the spike planted? It's planted for them too. Yeah, they're in a great spot for this. It's going to be hard to deal with both players unless they land pretty quick shots. They're not leaving much time on this. It's a fake. Shoots once. Laka did find Aaron, but now look at the clock. It's ticking down so much. Fearoth's out of there. Tries to save the op. Not going to be allowed. Nice work from BONK. Costing them a great deal. Yes, he loses the gun, but the round and the op being removed is pretty nice.
4 great attack in half so far for BONK. And another bizarre round. Nets, NIP, no favors, and their economy is in the gutter when they really could do with a round. Do they force it? Do they save it? They force it. They go for the Marshals, the Spectres. There is a Phantom in there, but their abilities are going to be very low. Fearoth's going to be trying to go aggressive, and it does look like it's going to be pushing into a stack here.
Revealing area.
See what the information's like. Certainly going to know there's some presence. Swung on the first. Dry peeking when you're a Phoenix feels bad.
Deploying drone.
Now, on the back of that, Fearoth's going to look to see if he finds more info. Nice information found towards short there. That's a big pickup. This is huge. Big info found. What do they do with it, though? Because obviously, you can peel away from this. You can back away, but it's certainly a telling picture to start with.
Do we see aggression? And we're just wondering, NIP, they've been certainly not shy of pushing through. They're going to try and go around the back where the Rhyme decides to keep on pushing into window like they have done the last couple of rounds. Look at just getting in position. So they've got the double stack, make it a triple as the Sage makes his way over. So Hype will be, Hip, sorry, will be in place. High pocket Hype is dangerous. Oh, Hunter's Fury, that's going to catch one underneath. Rhyme, though, will catch Aaron off. That's back over at mid. So it's actually a 3-on-5 now. This attack has been halted by what is basically a partial buy from NIP.
Yeah. The dry peaks certainly give you a little bit of an opportune moment. Ziz and boys were trying to work up short, not working out so well, but what is working out was you seen on the first. Takes Fearoth down, but now this unleashes Laka to readjust and be a nuisance. Going to reposition towards long, and that just buys time. They're going to have to be constantly aware of this. It will allow time for the Omen to come around and get into a good retake position. So a 3v2, but none of these angles are safe. It looks like they want to push towards the defensive side, and I like that. You might as well try and double up, try and take back some of these angles and do something with it.
But that gives Rhyme the chance to get in position, in an off-angle position they won't be expecting. Yeah, they're going to catch one off guard. It's going to drop down. He hears the drop. It doesn't matter. His teammate's holding it and sticking the defuse, and Rhyme still comes out and topping the duel anyway. And NIP pick up a solid retake and hold there. And now their gear economy is back, and well, both of them are kind of forced effectively. This is not going to be a pretty final round of the half.
No, it's not. But this hasn't been a pretty half at all, if I'm honest. I think we've been treated some very nice Valorant, where when it looks good, it looks good. You got some flashy plays here and there. But this has been pretty brutal between both teams. A good attack from BONK. You're right to highlight that for sure. I want to see if NIP kind of pick up the pace a little bit here. It's dribs and drabs, and luckily for Lucka, does have the ability to lean on the ult. Here comes the pop from Phoenix, maybe looking towards a quick look towards C. You might as well try and get in there, pop the flash, and it looks like if there's success here, you're going to go off it. There it is. Safe finds Rhyme, and they're in on the site.
Should be a quick spike plant, but the spike's a long way off still. Yasin will get one down, sees the other, but a blade storm comes out from Lucka. He gets Ziz and Yasin down and then swips across. Actually got saved in the end by Fearoth. The Ghost is just all he has. And now it makes it a really awkward 3-on-2. Do they rotate over towards A site? They can actually push the pressure. They're not expecting them to come from behind. The Aldrome will see them though. That gives them all the information. We should see NIP all swing around and realize there's somebody up behind and one coming in link.
Oh, the spike being where it is. Just holding for now. Fearoth chomping at the bit. Safe. Nice flash. Can he capitalize on it? Yes, he can. Good work from Safe. Down a little low here, but maybe he's still able to get a little bit more done. Both stacking up on the side, but here, right in amongst the action, and Luck is there to shut it down in the end. NIP going to square things up.
Just as we expected, this is going to be a close one. 6-6 the first half, and I've got a feeling this may be going the distance. I wonder if we're going to see some overtimes for the first time on the stream here. They've had to go through it. They were run through the ringer by Force. Not too surprisingly, NIP in the round of 16. I think they came out on top 15-13 in that game. It was a tough one. That was over on Ascent, but here on Haven, they are being pressured. Pistol round, looks like it's going to be a stack towards the double doors, and that's where Yasin is looking right now. We'll see whether he goes for that early aggression. If he does, it may well be picked up and see if it can net NIP something on the attack here.
Jets and classics. I mean, there's definitely a vibe there. For now, let's see how much info they get. Oh, that's a problem. Forced to fight. Oh, yeah, too many. You're right, overwhelmed. There is a double stack towards C, and it could be a triple soon if that Sova actually commits towards it, so they got good info. This push up on A long is going to help, but now they've been met by trouble. Kriya finds Safe, so now they've kind of lost eyes across half of this map.
They haven't made the push through window yet. They're actually waiting for the aggression from the defensive side. So very patient from NIP this time on the attack. Pulling the slow play in, hitting it from 3 different angles as well. They've gone back and doubled up to recover the spike to bring it across from window. So expecting maybe another backstab there, but it wasn't to come. And now the dark cover covers off B, so they're going to make that push. They're going to go in towards spawn, and that's going to put Ziz in a real problem. Gets the paranoia off just about in time. Works out well, manages to get himself a quick double down, but his teammates unfortunately have been picked off on site, and he leaves it down to a one-on-one.
Now Drone doing all the dirty work, but around the back, Rhyme, too smart, finds Bonkar, and these... I don't know how to split these two. They're so closely matched. It comes down to so many of these scenarios. I don't think I've seen a clean round win.
NIP looking to get that rematch of the finals from the We Play Invitation on the last Ignition series here in Europe. Meanwhile, BONK with something to prove. And as I was saying, you could... If you were to put a tag like Fnatic alongside BONK, you'd be looking at this as NIP and Fnatic, and nobody would be thinking, nobody would be blinking an eye. But of course, because it's BONK, because there's organizations not out there, people may well be belittling these teams, but do not discount them. They are very, very skilled opponents. And it's looking like it's going to be an ace. C-stack once again as they work their way down long, but that dark cover will stop them in the tracks.
I think this is also just one of those weird matchups when you definitely know your opponent pretty well. It turns into quite a bloodied affair. As said, it's not as clean as any of the games we've seen so far because, you know, again, it's one of those very close matchups. Having previous teammates in the other lineups, so at this point, testing things out towards C, but peeling away eventually. So they're going to take their attention elsewhere for now and maybe looking to capitalize on any sort of aggression. It does seem as though the newly appointed defensive side does like to try and get the flank going early, but obviously not this time. They've got BONK posted up towards A long. He'll see enough to alert everyone.
A Marshall at this stage could be deadly. Oh, that was actually a shock dart. I think he just... Oh, no, it was a recon bolt.
Yeah.
Just to pop off. But a Marshall at this stage can be lethal because obviously no armor really stacked in there. So he's forced into it to see what he can get. Safe has to back away. This forced buy is very questionable from BONK, but we'll see whether it works out because it's going to put them in a real sticky situation if they were to lose this round. And then we're looking at perhaps a 9th round already.
Let's see, any magic can come out. You're seeing poised. Got to bring that judge to a range where it can really thrive. Time's ticking. Yeah, there goes the wall. They're going to try and put up every defense they have. This retake has been cut off at the knees. They need success and quick. That's going to help. Yassine's just gone big. 2 huge frags. Finally, the support system's there, though. It shuts it down. Lucker and Ryan combine. And again, this game is still very close, but NIP pipped them to the post.
So with that force, you can see, look at the economy of both teams. It is a mess right now. You're almost back to a semi-forced pistol round between the two, but some of them are going to buy into it. NIP going to pick up a Spectre or two, but that is it, really. They're kind of debating it. Actually, I think they've just sold them, and is Hip going to go back into it? They're kind of like undecided on what they're doing. So BONK's going to have to save out in this one. Unorthodox second round. The only time it ever happens is basically when both teams effectively go down to a one-on-one on that initial pistol, and that's where you can really make it work for yourself. But Ryan gets a quick camera in. That gives them all the information they need. B is clear.
Yeah, they're going quick on this too. They should keep pressing this issue. No one's been actively playing towards B. They've been like swinging here and there. The aggression on the extremities is fine, but then when you have these scenarios, we're seeing a pistol round basically at this point. What the hell is this? Pistol rounds on full armor.
Problem is that wall against the pistol round. I mean, he's got to go at it with a knife, which is what he's doing. Try and work the wall down because they went so aggressive in the previous round. Now the wall drops, but Kriya and Rhyme have already cut off the attack from the left-hand side, which means this is the only funneled entrance. And Yassine gets the 1, and that's all. So NIP make it 9 and 6, and now we're finally going to see a proper rifle round.
Kinda. It's a kinda rifle round. We get it for BONK. The other team's still going to be, obviously they don't want to mess up the money that they're building, but it does mean you're on Spectres and Bulldogs here. It's like a delayed buy round, basically. Yeah, it's a delayed 3rd round, just because the way the rounds are going. But 9-6, though, NIP are very close to double digits, so no matter which way you want to look at it, it's a lot to overcome now. Even though they are on the buy, it's got to be this round, right?
A little late on the recon bolt there. That gives the information that there was someone there, so they're going to adjust their position, but with 2 dark covers down on the C, it's obviously giving the opportunity for the Omen player, which is Kriya, to sneak in there. Omen versus Omen on C site, and it's double doors where the action is currently stacking. Double jet play. Kind of the standard setup for NIP, but BONK's definitely very different. No Sage, favoring the Phoenix instead. See whether that's going to pay off for them, and it's going to be an NIP stack, and Ziz has got a lot of work to do here. Paranoia goes out, dark cover goes through, and they're looking for the man that boosted. That's what's distracting him here, but instead he should be looking down long. He finally goes for it, gets himself a double, but the damage has been done. Yassine comes in to try and rotate around. The spike has actually been left because the planter was killed, and that's cut NIP off in a really awkward situation, a 2v4 here.
Yeah, and they don't have that much info. They're trying to get it now by using the drone and what have you, but having to commit some of the utility now.
Oh, that's not a clean dark cover. That was a rushed one. That's Cliff's gap.
Careful now.
Yeah, Yassine's already capitalized on that. Bit of a problem.
Spike.
Korea, arguably one of the best there is. He's got to go big here. That's 2. But now another 1v2 he's got to pull off. Spike, not going to go down. Safe says no. BONK live to fight another day. And yeah, I mean, again, this game is so close between these two. I don't know how to kind of, divide them at this point, but the money's definitely decently positioned for NIP because they didn't rush the purchase before they went and left the favor, at least of the economy, towards the defensive side for 1 round at that point. So now they can buy back in. So this is kind of the big purchase from them where it's not going to have any of those lacking pieces. No Spectres, no nothing like that. They should be well founded. So this could be double digits or BONK's on the comeback.
Good peek down A-long. Standard stuff. Jet getting a little aggressive at double doors, but default strat. But Hip's going looking. Wants to open something. Hip. Oh, that spike is dangerously close on double doors, but actually the tailwind away. Unusual to see the spike being used as a first peeker there. I was a little concerned by it, but Aaron is going to get walled off.
Yeah, B site. I don't want to say under control, but being controlled. Decent post plants. They have the 2 players backed off at mid, now 3. They're going to leave 2 towards the plant itself, and it's retake time. 3 towards A, 2 towards C on the playback. They're going to have to make their move pretty soon. It looks like now with the blinds coming in, the smoke's being set up, it's going to be retake time for the defensive side.
So they've all backed away. Every single one of them. 5 players, nobody stayed on site. They've backed away from Spike. They, of course, they've positioned it for it to try and get the spam through, but I do question that. Hip will get the one down. Here comes the wraparound around the back, but they're ready and waiting for it. Yasin going off. Safe gets himself another, and that defuse is going to continue through. They've still got the Sova in there, but Aaron will catch Fear off, and that will be a defuse. I just feel perhaps you could have maybe left at least just one tucked in the back of B side to cause the distraction.
Maybe. Yeah, it could have helped. Yeah, hindsight 2020 and all, but yeah, you're right. It might have been nice to have a little crossfire in place. It was a little bit light when you get pinched from both sides. However, all said and done, 9-8, the game continues to stay close, and we kind of expected this though, didn't we? We would say on the first half, this is going all the way like this. These 2 teams are very hard to separate.
It's going to be a safe round for NIP, so just the pistols, which means we're going to see the 5 stack through double doors. Nobody there to stop their progress. So the drone's going to be used to guide the way. Doesn't actually catch the trap there. I think they may well avoid it when they see it. Aaron sees himself. The drone actually got caught out by the belt, so it's going to have to be forced the cage trap out. But now the shorty play is coming in. They're pushing in. They're all going to be pressured, but of course it's going to be all on the man at the back. The Ziz, see what he can do. Should be able to pop out. Hasn't shown himself yet, Ziz. Still tucked in the corner. Still waiting in that corner, Ziz. Now finally realized where he is. He's got Fear off down. Rhyme's going to try and back away. They do get the spike plant in, so it's already been a successful eco in their eyes.
You're probably afraid.
Oh, hello.
Rhyme.
You're dead!
Fine, that's pretty nice. Okay, Phoenix popping the ult, game back on. Flash goes in, does catch him for a second. That's enough. Lucka goes down. Nice work from Safe. Beautifully handled. Pop back in hand and defuse anytime he feels.
Was down to a 2v1. Luckily, he had run it back with pistols. So NIP's little fast play absolutely netted them a massive amount there. 9-9 the score, but again, BONK's economy getting a bit of punishment there. They're all going to be on the rifles. This is going the distance.
9-9. Well, I'm like I still find it weird to see a Phoenix on the op, but I actually kind of like it. I mean, I've been impressed by seeing the Phoenix. As I said, something new. I think the meta is very stuck in the place right now in EU. It's nice to see a little bit of a switch up rather than just like, oh, we're going to pick Raze this time or whatever we're going to go for. This time, though, Luck are going to find Safe straight away, and this is going to spur on the hit. Look at that instant pressure up A-long. They're going to try and pressure this, but there's 2 players here on the defensive side quite early, so they're not in a bad spot, ready and waiting.
From the shadows doesn't net anything, but dark covering on the jet in the corner there, so not a lot that the Looker can do up there, but he manages to get the peak. Yasin making it work. Gets a bit of vision, manages to find Fear off. Now they're pushing him from short, but they're still yet to deal with the man in heaven. Instead, they're just going to smoke him off. But the wrap around it, it's slowly coming. And NIP plant down.
Why destroyed?
See whether Cypher can get behind them. Aaron coming in. It's just a bit slow, looking for that back man, but I think they've got to realize he's not there. The wrap through Link is going to be working. He's going to try and tailwind across. Kreis lost track of him right now. He knows he's got two coming his way, but he's going to go for the aim battle. Manages to come out on top versus Aaron. Still got the diffuser, and there's one up in heaven. He's going to drop right in front of Kriya. And Yassine, it's actually that comes out on top. It wasn't the one that dropped in, it was one from behind. And the defuse will come through, and the back and forth merry battle we have with BONK and NIP continues on and on.
Can we see the scoreboard so we can see the back and forth rounds, please? So it is starting to stabilize, but remember, these are post-plant defusers. So 3 of those rounds have gone as far to say they've been 1v2 clutches. Remember, Safe was doing that. There's been, you know, that almost clutch coming out from Kriya, got the 2, died to the 3rd. These are very close rounds. So the economy is going to be pretty close by. Look at the team that's won, what? How many rounds are in? Was it 4? Their economy is still sitting around like 2k max. So you can see the impact that's happening here. That's why these force buys, they're so tempting. It's hard to back away from Aziz. Blind.
Oh,
this is fully blind, right?
okay.
This is straight through smoke.
Yep, that's just spray.
God damn.
The thing is, you see it so often, basically you just aim effectively at the left or right wall, because generally when there's a smoke down, you tend to stick to a wall edge effectively to give yourself that little guidance, and working out very well for Ziz there, but in the end, Yassine with the Blade Storm actually going to get caught out by Fear off. Collecting that weapon has netted him a dividend, and now it's bound to a 2-on-2 once again.
Of course it is. Post-plant, 2-on-2. Why wouldn't it be? Oh, hip, run. The wall's not ideal, but it'll give him a second to breathe, but only a second. The HP for NIP is low. The retake, plenty utility here. Safe, use it. Oh, didn't expect that. Nice little swing out from hip. The steps were loud, the elephant's in the room, and now the 1v2. This time, going to be tough for BONK. Going to find one. Does he find the second? He's got to be quick on this, though. Doesn't have a lot of time to mess with that. Done for. He's trying to get it to halfway. He's doing everything he can. He soaked the hit. That's so smart. He got that could be the sickest thing. Is he got this? That was so well played. He soaked the last hit, took the fight afterwards. BONK. Chef's kiss.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. To take the aim battle, knowing damn well you've got to take one of those Hunter's Fury to the face, knowing you're going to be low.
You don't have time otherwise.
Yeah, that was the only way he could have done it. Oh my word, BONK.
That was so
Brilliant.
good. He had to get it to halfway. Like, how many of these diffusers have happened? What is this game?
How many one-on-ones have happened? I mean, both economies are done, but BONK, they've won the last 5 back-to-back. The fact is, while they don't have a great deal, they are picking the rounds up. This time they're going to go aggressive, though, and push through mid and see if they can find anything. Kriya was the one that was going to look for a little peek there, and it does took themselves. So Safe's going to get tucked in the corner, and that may catch them off guard, Gear, as NIP decide to push it. They're actually going to check the corner.
Yes, Safe being there. Traded out, though, eventually. And maybe this time we don't see the plant. I don't know. Look at that weird fight over on A short. Just look on the minimap. Right now, lucky to find Yassine. Kind of means maybe getting that plant a little bit more likely.
Revealing area.
I just don't know when this one's going to stop. If this doesn't go through 3 maps, I'll be very, very surprised. But at the moment, BONK are the ones with the advantage on the defensive side, but it's NIP making the push. A little shrouded step doesn't really give them a great deal. BONK still being a nuisance in the backside, and he gets a quick double there with the spike carrier going down. It leaves it into a 3v1, and no ulti, so no Blade Storm for Looker here. I gotta feel that maybe, just maybe, we're looking at the first map point, and I think for the first time in a long time, a secure economy for BONK.
We'll see. We'll keep eyes on this. I mean, look, if anyone plays with my main man, Koa Ted Hansen. You're already a winner on my book, which was in the old Paladins team. Koa was my IGL. BONK has been on a team with him. They're already incredible. They've got the perfect synergy. But it does get them 12 rounds. I mean, this has been one of the weirdest games I've seen, if I'm completely honest. I think everyone could agree it's definitely like a little bit strange. But some of the individual plays, those like clutches coming out, this is a grudge match between these two. Like, there's so many opportunities to clutch out, and it does come down to those post-plant situations more often than not. And for BONK, this is a huge win for them. Or for BONK, not BONK, but also for BONK.
Here we go then. Map point for BONK. Could they take the surprise first round? NIP, obviously, we're looking at this tournament almost certainly with the finals in mind against G2, but they have to get past this hurdle of a former teammate, a former NIP man, and they are walking straight in. That's a good paranoia of his. He's going to tuck himself in the corner. He responds with a paranoia of his own. He's still not been dealt with. Tries to shrouded step away from it. He gets out the corner, tries to find himself information, but all he found was a quick tailwind away. But the spray works out, and Luca gets gunned down. It's answered by Fearov. Now the spike plant coming in. It's going to be 4 before retake.
Who'd have thunk it? Post plant. Yassine finds hip. It's looking good for BONK. All these trades are going effective for them, and now NIP down to just the Sova. Where is it? Already on the site. Fearov there. Creeping. Oh, the cage. Tempting. That's one. Does he spot the second, though, Lee? This is going to be tough.
Got to tuck around the side. Fearov with a massive 4K. When it counts on map point. Oh, my God. We keep on going.
The goddamn snap. From, like, as soon as the wire was stripped, I was like, damn, that's how it ends? Nah. Bangs the snap. Look at the economy. Bonker skint. This could go OT now.
This almost certainly is going to go overtime, I think. I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling it. I think this round's going to be a job done, but I think, yeah, don't throw any more drinks on the keyboard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want you to try and push another keyboard sponsor.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, you can't tell. Yassine just trying to test the cage trap there to try and bait something out. Paranoia goes through, but he gets a quick cloud burst back on top. One past. As short has been cleared out with safe down. But Yassine looking to try and go for the peek here. Little Jiggly's going to find it. That's the spike as well. Trying to quickly tailwinds away, and that's keeping NIP dancing. They don't really know how to deal with him at the moment, and they do get the resurrect back in, but he's going to find himself the headshot on hit once again. Oh no, the reload tries to switch to the Bladestorm, not quick enough. Looker answers it himself with his own Bladestorm. And their little duel, it really doesn't net anything. They're going to back away, and Ziz is in position.
Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. He doesn't mess it up. Ziz, he gets 2. Kriya's still there. This is just back and forth the whole way. Now down to a 2v2. Omen on the TP towards C. Going to join up with his buddy. I'm pretty sure Fearof's there on the other side. No, excuse me. It's BONK. Creeping in with the frenzy. Do they know he's that close? I don't think they've got any idea. That's going to be a freebie. Oh my God, it's going to be a 1v2 again.
And it's going to be the wraparound. Aaron is coming. He's looking at Long, but I think Aaron he sensed it. Oh, I don't think he does. Aaron should see it. That should be the point, and it will be. Map goes to BONK. And my word, what a close game. 13-10. BONK will take the first map here. What a game we have on our hands in the semi-final.